This Chat with the Experts is brought to you by Angie's List on 93 WIBC.
Welcome back to Chat with the Experts, brought to you by Angie's List. I'm Kyle Hawk, and I'm chilling out today with Duane Ward of the Dave and Hazen Group, and we're talking about how to keep your home in top shape during the cold winter season. And we're going to get back into the conversation with Duane here in just a moment and answer some of your listener questions. But first, we want to share 3 things that you need to know when it comes to your boiler heating system in your home this winter. Stuart Unsdorfer of Central Heating and Air Conditioning is a contributor for our Experts program at Angie's List, and he recently provided some tips for us for ensuring that your boiler is working properly when you need it the most this winter. So first off, he advises an inspection for residential boilers. So your boiler is essentially a tank that heats and stores water to supply for your home heating needs, and it's important to maintain your boiler for a continuous supply of hot water for your family. Your unit should be inspected every year, particularly in the fall, to see if there's a need for any repairs. This could involve things such as cleaning the vents, tightening fittings, and inspecting the lines. Second, be sure to check your boiler's filters. It's wise to keep the air filters of your unit clean and free of anything that can block the heat. Buildup in your filters can overheat the system and prevent efficient operation. So check your filter each month to ensure that it is clean and in good repair. Third, don't close your boiler's registers. These vents, also called registers, should not be closed, as it can actually divert heat to some rooms, but not all of them. So if all of your registers are closed, you may notice a significant change in temperature during the winter months. Your boiler actually won't be able to maintain the heat evenly if your registers are not properly set. So be sure to keep an eye on that. If you want more information on this boiler article or any sort of home winter prep maintenance, you can find all of this content and so much more at angieslist.com/articles. It's called our Solutions Center, and it's really easy and fun to navigate. You can find great information, including articles, videos, podcasts, photo galleries, and much more. Go to angieslist.com/articles. All right, well, now it is time for that special part of the show called Consumers Ask, where we take your questions and get you some answers straight from our expert. As always, we took these questions from Facebook, Twitter, and our online Angie's List Answers Forum. And now we're looking to Duane Ward of the Dave and Hazen Group to get his answers to your problems. Duane, are you up for the challenge today?
Sure.
All right. Let's get started with a question from Marcus. He wants to know what options are available when it comes to snow removal and what kind of company might offer this service. So, is this something where you're just going to hire somebody to come out one time and do the snow removal? Can you set up a regular service anytime there's snow? I mean, what is there to think about?
Yes, we have accounts where they're will call base or on an ongoing basis, and they're generally set up by how much snow we get.
Okay.
Some people will have automatic after 2, automatic after 3 inches, automatic after 4 inches.
Okay.
And generally for the big snows, it will take about twice, to remove those.
Yeah.
So.
Now, do you find that most of your customers do that regular service as opposed to just calling for a one-time clean out?
Yes, well, we have maybe 5% who have will call.
Yeah.
And everybody else pretty much sets up a schedule.
Yeah. Something I found interesting is I think a lot of people, and myself included, may think of it as like this truck's going to come out, plow out your driveway or whatever. But you said that for some smaller homes, you guys just go out with a snow shovel and scoop people out.
Yep, we go out with snow blowers and snow shovels, and we have our hand crews, and they'll remove the snow from your driveways and your sidewalks because a lot of plows damage your driveways, and we just didn't want to have the hassle, so we stopped doing it.
Absolutely. It's a really convenient service to have, so if you're tired of scooping out the snow, it may be something to investigate. Let's move on here. Cindy has heard a lot about the pros and cons of various roof cleaning methods. She wants to know which one is the best, and I know that David Hazen Group offers some roof cleaning services. Can you talk a little bit about the difference between the types?
Yeah, there are basically 2 types that we use. One we call Instant Clean, and that will work pretty much immediately. When you're done, your roof will be clean.
Okay.
What it does is we apply it's an environmentally safe cleaning agent, and it will suffocate and kill the algae on your roof. And what happens then is you're able to rinse it off with a relatively low pressure.
Mm-hmm.
So so that would get your roof clean right away. There are other products where you can spray on, and over time it suffocates the algae, and just over about a period of 3 months, it'll clean your roof. So the more effective instant is for instant clean.
Yeah.
And the other one is, if you're going to be in your house, you just kind of want to take care of it, you can apply a spray and forget product, and it will keep your algae down.
Now that product as well would be environmentally safe, because I think a lot of people may worry about, well, if I'm going to put chemicals on my roof and it runs off into the ground, but it sounds like this is a safe way to go.
It's pretty much soap.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah, it suffocates the algae and keeps it from growing back.
So what actually causes these roof stains, or causes the algae to grow up on the roof? What happens?
Algae is what the streaks are, the black streaks we see around here in Indianapolis, and they are formed generally on the north side, low sunlight conditions.
Okay.
The south slopes generally don't have them. Some east and west slopes have some minor appearances, but I believe it's just mostly the shade, and that's where the algae tries to grow.
Yeah, and we've all seen it. You look up, see the streaks up there on the roof. It can be unsightly. So there are options for getting your roof cleaned. It's something to check out and check with a roofing expert.
Yes.
Thurman wants to know if pressure washing his home is something that he can do on his own, or should he hire a professional? So here we're talking about, you want to clean off your siding or clean off a portion of your house. Duane, do you advise doing it on your own?
Well, we do pressure washing for all kinds of buildings, homes. So, of course, we would suggest you use an expert. But if you have a small enough home and you have, a little bit of do-it-yourself in you, then you can go ahead and attempt it, but just want to be careful, because you're still on ladders, and you got, high pressure water that you can do damage with if you don't do it right.
Right, and that's what I wanted to ask about as well, because a lot of people aren't going to have a pressure washer on hand. They're going to have to go out and rent one, and you may think that bigger or more powerful is better, but that may not always be the case. So, what should you be thinking about as you're renting a machine to do this?
That's correct. You want to know what product you're going to be washing, what type of siding, what type of wood, if it's concrete, what it is you're actually wanting to wash. And they have different tips, and they have different size machines. So that's, if you're just trying to wash your siding and it's vinyl, a low pressure machine would make a lot of sense. But if you're trying to wash your concrete, you'd want a little bit higher pressure. But you probably want to consult an expert to get the final. Yeah,
no question about it. Lacey asks about proper drainage away from her home. What can she do to ensure that moisture is moving away from her home and not in and around her foundation?
Well, first, you're going to want to make sure your gutter system is working properly, the downspouts, and, people have splash blocks at the end of the downspout, or underground drains, or even just over-the-ground diverters, rain diverters. So if there's no water puddling around your house, you're probably in decent shape. But if there is, you can change the grade of your soil around your house, and make sure your downspouts are pushing the water away.
Yeah, it almost circles back to when we started the show talking about ice dams, and if you're having ice dams, it's likely because your gutters aren't cleaned out and water's not being diverted away from your home. A lot of this stuff all kind of works together. These are systems that are put in place to work efficiently, and if you let them go and leave them in disrepair, or aren't doing proper maintenance on your home, you're going to end up with a number of different problems, from ice dams to water in and around your foundation. Correct. So it's important to think about the whole scheme, and that's what we've been doing today. We want to thank all of our listeners out there for sending in their questions today. As always, if you've got a question to ask us, you can find Angie's List on Facebook or follow us on Twitter. You can also go to answers.angieslist.com. That'll take you to our online answers forum, where you can ask questions and get answers right there on the site from other service provider pros and homeowners just like yourself. And we also choose some of those questions to be right here on this show. So check it out at answers.angieslist.com. Well, that is going to do it for Duane Ward of the David Hazen Group. Duane, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us today. We really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Don't go away. We've still got plenty more show for you. Right after this break, we're going to be back with a whole lot more on our Writer's Block segment, including some tips for how to ice off your windshield during these cold winter months. Keep it right here. You're listening to Chat with the Experts, brought to you by Angie's List.
Angie's List believes that hiring great local service providers should be easy. Whether you need a plumber or a pet sitter, you can find one at angieslist.com. See ratings and reviews in hundreds of categories, shop popular offers, and request scheduling assistance directly online. Memberships start at just $9.99 per year. That's less than $1 a month. Join today and get 40% off with promo code WIBC40. Visit angieslist.com to sign up.